early summer night. Cause all my friends they keep saying, man, just wait, you know it ain't your time tonight. Yeah. You should have seen the tennis look on Daddy's face when she came and I woke up to her. You know I liked it like that. And then she said, honey boy, all your friends will never know the things that you will learn. You will learn. Watching when she takes you in. I don't know, but I need it. Won't you come and let me down? Won't you come and let me all night? We could do whatever you want. Give me something, give me something. Won't you come and let me down? Won't you come and let me all night? We could do whatever you want. Give me something, give me something. Can't believe what I'm feeling. Won't you come and let me down? Won't you come and let me all night? We could do whatever you want. Give me something, give me something. Won't you come and let me down? Won't you come and let me all night? We could do whatever you want. Give me something, give me something. They can't stop us coming through.
Twist and just let it flow. Let it drop and let it go. Keep it high and keep it low. Let's spin and go. Keep the hands up in the air. Like we just, we don't care. Did you hear the beat go? Keep it high and keep it low. Collect 200. I got your number. So dial me up now. And we don't stop now.
We got love, me and you. They can't stop us coming through. We got love, me and you. They can't stop us coming through.
So dial me up now. And we don't stop now. So dial me up now. And we don't stop now. Collect 200.
All right, my friends. Mic check 1, 2. I know the conversation's hot, but probably time to get started. Because if we go long, they're never going to let me back in.
Okay.
You know how it goes.
Yeah.
But grab some food, find a comfortable chair. We're going to get started in about 43 seconds.
We got love, me and you. They can't stop us coming through. We got love, me and you. They can't stop us coming through.
Twist and just let it flow. Twist and just let it flow. Twist and just let it flow. Just let it flow.
Make yourself at home. I'm even thinking, yeah, don't be shy. I'm even thinking like, I might just fuck this all up and like, just hold on.
Collect 200.
Dolce and Gabbana, dripping designer. Alright, alright. Yeah. Miami to Havana, sweeter than the guava. Alright.
Doesn't have to be perfect. Let's just do some conversations. Hey, welcome, welcome. That sounded good. Right on, right on, right on. Welcome, everybody. So good to see ya. Some familiar faces, some new faces. Let me make sure the music is off here. How's everybody doing? Everybody feeling good? Yeah? Nice. Thank you for the energy, acknowledging my presence. Got to make them uncomfortable for a little bit. Thank you, Ariel. That's more than good enough. We don't have that many people. But if you're new here, this is Raw Conversations. So that's why I decided very last minute to kind of bring us more into a bit of a conversation setup format. Welcome, welcome. Oh, sorry, you guys polished the sandwiches already, huh? I should put one in my pocket for later. I'll get some on the way home. But thank you all so much for being here. I recognize some faces. I've met some new ones recently. We got some founders in the building. We have some entrepreneurs, seasoned, exited. We have some investors, I think, in the room. Any investors in the room? Yes, sir. Welcome. Good stuff. And I know we have some startup engineers, data probably, product people. And that's the whole point. It's like, how do we get a lot of us in the tech world, right, in the startup ecosystem, closer together, chatting, which I think collectively is how we make this better, especially at the earliest stages, which is what I'm all about. So today we're going to be covering a little bit about timing. And again, for those that are new, the way that this works is that it is a conversation. That's why I've labeled this thing Raw Conversations. I have opinions, I have topics. I'm going to push you guys in certain directions. But I don't know it all. If I ever tell you something that I'm telling you is fact or that I know it all, just call me out on it. And collectively, as I mentioned earlier, we kind of get a little bit better. So let's have some conversations. Let's dig into it, especially if you have any like real world experience or something that you're going through right now as a founder, early stage employee, investor. Let's just open it up to the floor and help each other continue to move this thing forward. So if we don't know each other, we just have to go to this screen here. My name is, there we go, Arturo Pina. Pina like pineapple. That's why you see a little pineapple there. If you look for me on LinkedIn, that's how you can also recognize me on that massive list of a bunch of people. I figured that's recognizable enough where I can stand out just a little bit. I'm a founder turned investor. I've been in Austin for about 11 years. Really, I love building things, solving problems. I've done it a few times over. Everything from bootstrap businesses, which I have on there, is something that I'm still very proud of and still exists today. Has allowed me to employ a lot of my family and given me a lot of opportunity to experiment with tech. But also in the tech space, as a founder, as an early stage employee. So I've ridden the crazy wave of literally, what are we doing today? Because we have no idea what we are selling, coding, whatever. Through raising a couple tens of millions, exits in the hundreds of millions, and really became an investor sort of, not accidentally. I was angel investing, seeing what was out there, trying to get back into the zone, especially here in Austin, and find myself just talking to a lot of startups, like the earliest of startups. I'm a mentor here at Capital Factory. I love this place. So I've been just chatting with people, and then I was like, oh, this is good, and good opportunity. Let me put a little bit of cash in there. So kind of stumbled into angel investing. Then I found myself doing that for about 2 years. And then I realized like this is what I'm meant to do. Like this is the rest of my life. But I want to have a bigger impact. So let's make this official. Let's go full time. Let's become an actual venture capitalist. Raise some money, have more at my disposal to help our ecosystem at the earliest stages. So as I mentioned earlier, I do like pre-seed. That's my space. That's where I'm happy. The last company I worked at, like my last job, we got acquired. We were 150, then became 12,000, and that's like the saddest I've ever been. Like literally depressed. I don't do the big stuff, right? I like the early stage, day zero to one type of work. So that's what I invest in, that's what I support. And right now I'm primarily focused on health tech and supply chain. Why? Because that's what I did, that's what I know. And I'm only comfortable investing in the things that I know. If not, that's gambling, and I'm not a good gambler. Been to Vegas a couple of times, and my track record's not good. So I invest in what I know. That's enough about me. That's the wrong way. And if you were here last time, it was the same thing. It took me like 40 minutes to figure out this little thing. So to get us going, right, and this is a conversation. So I want to get some words out. If you're a little bit shyer, we're going to have a QR code here, and we can see it on our phones. But I just want to hear from you guys, right? I have some opinions, but this is a conversation, a raw conversation. How do you know if you're early, late, or just wrong? So feel free to raise your hand, or if you want to do it on your phone, there's a little QR code there. And like anything goes, right? And this is related to tech, startups, business. Think about the ecosystem. Is it money, right, flowing into your vertical? Is it your definition of product market fit? Is it technology enablement, right? With maybe you're a little too early or a little too late. Does anybody have anything to add? Like, just throw some stuff out. There's no right or wrong answer. If we knew the answer, this shit would be easy.
I think for me, it's like what people tell you when you ask them about your idea, like what's the feedback? Is it like, oh yeah, like we're not really thinking about this. If they're thinking about it, it's a problem that they have.
Okay.
That's when it's maybe relevant.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
I don't know if that has a timing aspect.
Not like that. Just to play devil's advocate, get us thinking, right? I maybe put it the other way, right? If like people are kind of talking about it and it's hot, are we a little late? Because it's already spread, right? Maybe there's a lot of competition.
Different people you talk to will say different things. Like, some people are speaking and they're like, oh, this thing that you're doing is like 5 years, 10-year timeline ahead. And then other people are like, yeah, we want to implement something like this.
Yeah.
Totally mixed.
I love that actually. I do think a lot of times I'm like in the AI bubble, not financially, but like, physically, where like, I talk to a lot of brilliant founders, entrepreneurs, investors, whatever. And like this is part of our everyday conversation, right? I went to Ohio late last year. It's not the same conversation, in the bars of Columbus, Ohio. Beautiful place, by the way. I used to think Ohio was not that cool, but I like it. Oh, yeah. Sorry. I love Ohio now. I've been fully converted into an Ohioan, whatever. Yeah.
I think one of the things that can inform this question a lot is the state of technology and whether any new developments in technology are a tailwind or a headwind for what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Like I was in a startup 2 years ago where the thing we were trying to do was, there was a visionary idea behind it, but it became clear after working with technology for a while that it just wasn't there quite yet. And that's always an open question, whether it's like, oh, do we need to just keep working on this hard technical problem longer, or is there some kind of breakthrough that is actually going to make this more relevant in the future?
Yeah.
And vice versa, like if you were building like, a Web 2.0 startup right after the mobile wave happened, you're probably too late, unless you have a strong, compelling reason.
Yeah. There's so much to that, right? Like if I put my VC hat back on, if you're just a bit early and you want to keep tackling that technical problem, that requires more runway, right? So that's something that we have to calculate as part of our risk profile, that you're probably going to burn more cash before you have the opportunity to crack that problem, right? So not right or wrong, but this is all part of the conversation.
So I'm kind of curious what people here think about this. A lot of people that I've talked to started for, and I've been to several startups before as well,
Yeah.
truly support what the business is rather than the other way around.
Yeah.
And I don't know how well that works in fundraising, but at least I have like a very good sense of the business model and all of those things you can sort of model. A lot of data out there. You can do a lot of things. You get a lot of demographics. You do just a lot of slicing and dicing. And then you just go going back and say, can this be done with the technology that we have today? And what kind of scaling other capabilities can we get going in the future?
Mhm.
The AI stuff, you can say, yes, we have some AI, for example, on our roadmap right now. But it's not like the driving element of it because who knows what AI is going to look like. But if it supports the business goals, then that's fine.
Yeah.
Whenever it comes to the product. So I'm just kind of curious on how many people are more product focused versus the business.
Can I make a comment on that?
Yeah.
So, I think there's technology and there's the execution of technology. You could have two companies with the same idea, and what I look for is the execution component.
Right.
People focus a lot of time and energy and money on the 0 to 1 stage, getting the MVP, which is fine. I'm more interested in what happens after, right? What is the execution like? And do they have a team, like the founding team, to actually execute the plan? Is there somebody on the do they have a board of advisors that's actually done whatever the heck they're doing? And so I think in business in general, execution rules the day. You can create the technology, but if you can't have the plan to actually execute it, and then I think that, I think they're kind of dead in the water,
Yeah.
even though the technology may be fantastic.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, technology can be great, but if nobody wants to give you $1 for it, it's irrelevant, right? I do this a lot with my medical clinical folks. I talk to a lot of brilliant PhDs who are onto some crazy, crazy technologies and research and findings. But we have to get, as an investor, right? When they finally reach out to me, we have to get into those details of, like, I want to cure cancer, right? That would be amazing. But like, how are we gonna, this sounds horrible, right? But how are we gonna sell this to who? I'm not that rich where I can just philanthropy this whole thing. Maybe one day, and if I can, sweet, right? But sorry, Martin, you have something to say?
Well, the only thing I want to put in is like a case study. I think one of the really good ones right now is like Apple Vision Pro.
Yeah.
I mean, Meta grouped in there as well. Because I was someone who was very big on AR, and I still am. But I remember when AR came, when the iPhone came out in 2017, I jumped on that. I really enjoyed working with that technology. But like, the only thing that really came out of that was Pokemon Go. But it really was a blip. So, this idea of like, is it a product or technology? I mean, technology can still be there and still have like an overall good product. It's like the Apple Vision Pro is a thing out there, but like the number of people out there who are willing to pay $3,500 or more,
Yeah.
not that many.
No.
And to some degree, like that's been the problem with AR and VR, where it's always around the corner. This is also the same problem with Fusion. I work at a company that supports all of Fusion research, and people have been saying that around the corner.
Yeah.
So I have a tendency to like these technologies that like are around the corner, and there's advancements.
Welcome. Don't be shy. Come on in.
Everyone really, crystallize something that we can make big sound.
Yeah, yeah.
So
And even like combining, so just sorry to interrupt, like to combine some of the, like everything that's been said, tech, business, the others like later stages, like $1,300 price point, right? So that's like almost like a business problem, right? I think Apple probably has a pretty good team executing on things,
The
but
monetization part, though.
right, but also maybe technology,
Item, meaning
right?
the price properties or an audience for it.
But putting back now the technical components of it, like we didn't buy the Apple, I think I bought the Quest 2, the Facebook one. The golf game was pretty cool because me and my little brother, he lives in Germany. So it's cool to like play with golf with my little brother on the VR. But like I can only do it for a bit of time and actually don't know where it is right now. Like we moved in August and I don't know in what box I put it because it's so heavy and like uncomfortable. Like after some time, I'm just like fatigued, literally like neck, vision. So to me, that's like a bit of a technical problem with the business problem, with the execution problem. So, bringing us back to the slides, timing is, in my opinion, right, the most misdiagnosed variable in a startup. And this is why, like, I like having these conversations, because I'm not here to tell you what's right or wrong, right? If you're too early, too late, or too wrong. But because this is massively complex. So the deeper we get into it, I think hopefully the clearer it becomes, at least for one of us in the room. Being early feels like being wrong sometimes, right?
What I'm trying to offer is something that I think is before its time, because I have difficulty bringing people onto the idea. There's over 300,000 people lost their home in 2024 to foreclosure.
Mm-hmm.
Most Americans rent. So I'm trying to create a system where we come together, we purchase homes, and you get to rent them, and the profit goes directly to you. Portion of those profits is reinvested every month and duplicate the system. We grow your wealth that way.
Yeah.
So the liability is pretty much maintained in the company. You don't have any liability like a house to lose, and your wealth or your equity is built within an insurance policy.
Got it.
Right. So I'm saying I'm out there $5 a week, right?
Yeah.
$260 a year, but we need a large number.
Yeah.
But I'm not getting any traction at all.
Yeah, it could also be cultural. Like timing can be a cultural thing, right? Like something that comes with education, that comes with, like novelty is sometimes scary or like unknown is hard to sell.
You're paying rent and you don't receive anything, and you're not part of the landlord, right?
And I guess on the being early side too, like some of that could also be that like the market we're jumping into doesn't really know about it or understand how it can help, and so that can feel like, oh, am I holding on to a problem? Am I wrong here? Like the first startup I was at, we did like IoT sensors, and a lot of people were like, why would we do this? So we kind of had to like, see, is this actually a problem that we're solving or not?
Yeah. Like IoT is hot now, right? Like if you're in tech, you probably know exactly what that's referring to. I think my clicker died. That's unfortunate. So I'll be over here. Being late feels like validation. So this is actually I think a more provocative sentence on here because there's so many ways that I can spin this, right? Like if from an investor standpoint, if I'm late, I'm overpaying. Would you agree, Yossi? In some cases, it's not guaranteed, right? But it's something I need to consider as part of my.
VC, you're expecting to be late, so, but maybe there's more security,
Sure.
right?
Less risk, less reward.
Correct.
Too early, the technology may not be advanced enough to actually finish that.
Exactly.
The cost and hardware.
Yeah. And just calling out here, Ariel, you'll be next. Momentum and like FOMO, easy intros. When things are hot, like you might get sort of like what I would consider, in some cases, this fake momentum, right? Where you're like, I just used something last week with one of my partners, motion versus progress, right? Like movement versus progress. And there's a fine line between the two in some cases.
Sideways, you move forward.
There we go. That's a better way to say it. Yeah. Ariel, do you want to add something?
So about the third one, about being late,
Mhm.
specifically, that raises a question: what are you late for? Are you late for creating value, or are you late for capturing value? Because you could strategically wait to free ride up to post investment, and I think that's something that even large companies do by maybe waiting for small companies to develop ideas. They stay away from the risk, and then they maybe buy the company or learn from them easily, and then capture the value that they have created, and you quickly work your ass on something and you finally done. And I think that's a question that's been raised for AI companies. It's definitely creating a lot of value, but the question is, as an individual company, will you capture how much of that value will you eventually capture, or will it be stolen by competition that will easily pick it up? So that's a question.
Yeah. That's a good point. Creating versus capturing. That's a deep question. I don't even know where to go from there. Anybody want to add anything to creating versus capturing? Does that? Nice. Yeah. 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 What do I got on here? Fundraising is usually more timing than a product bet. I mean, I think Aussie and I kind of touched on this a little bit. I thought about not putting this one on here because I think it's a little too like open-ended. But to Scott's point, if it's like way too early, like just way too risky, like you're gonna really struggle to maybe fundraise because the market just hasn't caught on yet. And then going back to 3, right? If it's a little bit late and everybody's doing it, and you see A16Z, drop 100 million on it, a lot of people are going to flock to it. But that probably means you might be able to raise a little bit more. Or if you're adjacent to whoever just raised $100 million, you might be able to go have an easier time raising. So it is a lot about timing, and I think especially in today's VC market, I don't mean this negatively, but sometimes I believe that the VC world has kind of become a bit more like PE-like, right? We're just following instead of leading a lot.
I was going to say too, the other thing too is finding investors that have an investor thesis that matches what you have. Because you could be in front of somebody, for example, I like life science projects. Well, honestly, 2 out of 10 people like them now. I mean, a lot of the investors, the length of time for a product go to the market is too long. So like if I, as a founder, finding folks that the investor thesis matches,
Yeah.
kind of like dating, you're trying to match someone. If you're presenting to somebody if you have a life science as an example, and this person, that is not their investor thesis, I mean, I guess there's some benefit from practicing, but the reality is, no matter what you present, this person's not going to put in there.
Yeah. Like, so full transparency, right? That's why it was on my first slide. I'll talk to you because I love startups and I love entrepreneurs. But I'm not going to invest if you're not in my 2 verticals right now. Again, full transparency, I'm a founder turned investor. I'm out here raising money too, right? Just like a lot of founders are for the fund. So I have some LPs to answer to. If I say I'm going to do healthcare, supply chain, prop tech, it's just a smaller one. If this is what I'm selling and I start deviating from that, I'm going to lose some trust on my side too. So reality is I'm very committed because that's part of my image, my brand, what I'm selling to the world too. So pro tip, know who you're selling to, and it's going to increase your chances. You can get some practice in. We'll practice together. But yeah, just being real about it, right? Yeah.
How adjacent do y'all feel comfortable investing in that? So I hear healthcare, and like some people would think mental health would be part of it. Like there's been a lot of interest in trying to get more LLMs to do mental health stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Would that be something that you would consider? And more importantly, I guess, is what is your thinking? Because for some people, healthcare is a doctor or a hospital going to pay for it, or is it something
Yeah.
adjacent but not really not going to come out of it?
Yeah, my easy answer is we can divide them maybe more like B2C or D2C, right? Like direct to consumer, if it's an app like Calm. I'm working with this company right now that just got FDA approval for anxiety on a mobile app, and CBTI, cognitive behavioral therapy on your phone, right? So they're great, and I'm working closely with them, but not as an investor, because that's a little bit too direct to consumer, and I don't have the experience in that, right? My experience have been B2B, more enterprise, complex, massive things. So for me, I do have this area. I don't know, Ozzy, are you more generic?
I'm more diagnostic than therapeutic.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at, I like projects that are early detection types of items. So if I have to pick between early detection and therapeutic, I'm more than likely going to do early detection.
Yeah.
I feel like that's an area where, first of all, I'm kind of a believer in healthcare for equity, and I feel like early detection is the most affordable option, right? And also, by the way, longevity is a lot of times determined by early detection. So I think you talk to the investor, and a lot of times that'll come out.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And there's a difference between sick care and healthcare.
Mhm.
Yes, well, funds. And, the market is buzzing a lot on the wellness and longevity space, keeping you from becoming aged. And it's an interesting paradigm. If the dynamics work totally differently. One is consumer market, the other is it's healthcare. And healthcare is not a market economy. It's a whole. It behaves very differently. It's very complex. Getting into it is very difficult. So that's one of the things I always look at. Yes, will a company, do they understand that? Are they targeting the right thing? And the reason is correct.
Yeah.
One thing that, one advantage of working, for talking to investor that's not in your market is, even if I have a particular thesis, I know of other investors that don't have my thesis, but might be a match for you,
See, Agustin?
right? So sometimes, you can still get like maybe a referral, but
Yeah.
you need to talk to,
Yeah.
so-and-so, right?
VC is a small community. And I'll add something else because I'm going to plug in one of my free tools that I've created for folks like you in this room is if you talk to somebody that's maybe not in your vertical, like they might also not know all the nerdy stuff that you know, right? Like I think a lot of times as founders and entrepreneurs, we're so deep into our problem that we forget the outside world might not be and we just go off, right? The words you use in your slide deck, the things you say in your presentation, maybe you talk a little too fast. And if I'm not familiar with your expertise, I'm going to check out, right? Like if I read a bunch of acronyms in your slides and I don't know what you mean, I'm checking out. Like there's no way I'm going to invest in that, right? So, even talking to somebody that's not in your vertical, it's actually a good exercise to layman's term your presentation. Like I always think it should be relatable or understandable for a fifth grader. So the plug is pitchdeckfeedback.com. I created it. It gives you feedback on your messaging, not your business. If you had a deck, throw it in there. It's very just like crystal clear, like AI saying pitchdeckfeedback.com. And it'll just tell you like, this is what you do. This slide means this. You're missing some information that investors typically look for, but it's very much like just messaging. It's not about your business. Invest still, if it's good or bad, it's just like an AI, which is pretty damn smart, spitting back what it reads to you in a simple term. And if you don't connect with it, then there's something wrong there, right? Yeah, so I get a lot of decks. So I built a bit of like some guidelines, mostly on what to look for. And then like some simple prompt magic on like, fifth grade type understanding. But it does kind of learn within itself with all the decks that I get, which is a few on a weekly basis. What's up, Eddie?
Random question. How many times have you invested or people that invested out of a cold email or a cold LinkedIn? Like, hey, here, like I'm fundraising, this is my pitch deck.
Yeah. It doesn't happen as often, right, as we all would like, but I do know some folks that have done it. Vast majority of my investments are not personal relationships. It's been through deal flow that I've gotten from others. And I started as an angel investor, so I wasn't really out here like hunting for deals. But it does happen. Maybe to build on that, if you're cold and I don't, like, let's say, Eddie, you and I don't know each other, right? I don't trust you, I don't love you, there's no connection between us, my guard is gonna be a little bit higher. So even going back to some of your messaging, being crystal clear, like making sure that your message lands, if it's good, then I'm gonna be willing to chat with you, right? But if I don't know you at all, and like, why would I waste my time on this thing that I have no idea what it even means? So there's a balance to those things, but it does happen. And I think there's a bit of a emerging manager surgence right now. I think a lot of us new folks in VC, there's a lot of us that are appearing. We aren't as famous and popular as the OGs, so we're likely more willing to have random conversations. My LinkedIn is a nightmare, but I'm dedicated to going through every single message because I don't know if I'll find my next great deal through a cold LinkedIn DM, which is hell. I don't like LinkedIn DMs. So they need automation. Like, how much did LinkedIn get acquired for? I looked it up the other day, but I forgot. It was something like 16 billion or 60 billion, something in the many billions.
You gotta turn that into a CRM system. It is a pain in the ass.
It's such a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
How is it worth so much money and I can't automate my messaging? 26 billion, look at that. And it's horrible. There's hope for a lot of us, Just create some cool tech. Let's move on. Okay, cool. If you guys don't mind, how are we doing on time? What time is it? 6:51. Okay, we're good on time. Now I want to get into like some cool ones that I found recently on examples of each. I don't know why. I just like figured, yeah, let's just dig in a little bit into what I think, the answer was for some of these. So what do you guys think? Humane, who remembers the Humane AI pin? A few of you, yeah? If you know the answer, don't say it. I want to have some fun with it. How much do you guys think they raised? Just how much?
500 million?
Not bad. It's up there. Do you guys think this was just by looking at it? Early, late, or wrong? Early. Wrong? Maybe. I mean, there's like this isn't a math problem, right? So it could be wrong. So this was supposed to be like the next wearable for your AI. We're still doing a lot of chat, so this was supposed to be that little pin that you see there with I think it had camera, obviously audio, and you see the palm is how you kind of interacted with it. So it's meant to be more.
Brand doing that right now with a necklace.
That's a good one too. Yeah, I think this is also the company that bought out like every billboard in New York subways before they like launched. Oh yeah, sorry, ADD. 230 million raised. Massive hype because we were excited. Like this was like shit. I need AI in a different. Yeah, like that is the future. We still don't have that today, right? But it launched to like literally terrible reviews in tiny cells. It was a very expensive item. So I put this in the too early category because there's that balance of technology, right? Like it wasn't really all that powerful. It's hard to get a lot of power, battery life. It looks like a novelty. It looks like a sci-fi thing. So were we too early on technology? Was it a price point thing, like with the Apple Vision, or was it just, there's so many factors to this, and that's why I think. What's the question? Yeah. So this isn't that long ago. This they probably got acquired by HP for 160 million, so less than they raised. I think they got acquired last year, or the year before. Yeah, so they acquired some of the IP for $160 million, right? I don't know the details. Maybe some investors did come out on top. If you're earlier, like maybe there's some markups. Investing is a complicated thing. But I mean, just from this 4 bullet points, right? 230 million raised, acquired by HP, who I wouldn't consider the leader in technology, for 160 million for some of that IP. How did that happen? Were they too early? I put them in the too early category. But anyways, just throwing some examples out there for you guys. Who remembers Quibi? This one wasn't as big. It was very short-lived. Who remembers Quibi, yeah? Do you guys, anybody know how much they raised? Literally more than $1 billion freaking dollars, okay? So like the name of the company is just Quibi, but I figured like it was so short-lived that I figured not a lot of people would actually remember. So what Quibi did, so is they created shorts, like reels, TikTok, but through movie productions and movie studios with famous people. So they raised, so I said this was too late. Raised $1.75 billion, chump change, right? Massive investors, like literally any name you can think of was behind this, from super movie stars to the most famous VCs that we know. But I called it too late because at that point in time, this is some years back, like TikTok had already cracked the code, right? Like they were already super, super viral. YouTube Shorts had just come out. IG Reels had just copied TikTok because they were seeing the success and getting scared for their daily users going down. All of that had already happened, and then Quibi went out and raised 1.75 billion to create expensive, 3 to 7 minute shorts. So to me, that was just too late, right? So the market just moved to the things we're already familiar with. So the market was already into the stuff that we're still addicted to, right? TikTok and Reels. And they already had the users, they already had the habit, they already had the distribution. So it's that I think this lasted like 6 months. So I don't think they had like a true plan, right? It's how do you monetize 7-minute clips with a $1.75 billion treasure? You know, yeah,
The problem is like short form video optimizes for like production quality because
Yeah.
you do tons of it and people like it. They like the higher the production quality, that only lends to long form. So
Mhm.
like a Kurtz Kassan or something versus anybody that does any short form video, you know, it needs to look natural. Like sitting in a car recording yourself worth more than 3 hours of editing.
Yeah.
Video.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many.
Funding basically just because it's the friends and family of the Hollywood, just everybody's like, hey, you know, I invested in it, why did you invest in it?
Yeah.
And not even giving a second thought, they're just throwing money into it.
And if we go back to some of the previous slides, right? Like fundraising could just be timing, right? So this is hot. We had just gotten addicted to TikTok and IG Reels. There's some people behind it, right? Some big people behind it. So then your other friend, your friend of a friend, is like, well, you know, if George Clooney's going in, I'm going in. And then kind of cycles from that. But as I mentioned earlier, you're too late, maybe too expensive. Like unit economics now from a business standpoint, like, holy shit, no matter how I spin this, and I'm not that smart, but no matter how I spin this, I'm like, how is this real? How did this even get to this point? But let's do one more. Who remembers Clubhouse? Yeah?
I was a huge Clubhouse guy.
You're a huge Clubhouse guy?
Yeah, I was like a Clubhouse super user. I still go.
You're still going.
Yeah.
Did they change the name?
No, it's called Clubhouse.
Still Clubhouse?
They finally figured out how to monetize. I don't know if they're making any money, but
That's the second half of the equation, right? We've gone through too late, too early. There's only one left, so I'm not going to make you guess. To me, I put this one in the wrong category, just wrong. Some of the facts exploded to 10 million users like overnight, right? Somebody else, who knows this and when did it come out? COVID, right? During the pandemic, during lockdown. At one point, it had a $4 billion valuation. And again, this was during lockdown. So if you don't know what Clubhouse was, do you want to give us a quick explanation, 30 seconds?
what it was?
Yeah.
Clubhouse was live social audio. So basically, all you have is an avatar. You go in. There are rooms that you can enter, and then in those rooms, they're basically just chat rooms, but audio chat.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
Yeah. Not the craziest.
Yeah.
Yeah, not the craziest technology.
Twitter
Sorry?
Spaces, yeah.
Twitter Spaces.
cloned it,
Exactly.
and Twitter.
And Discord did it, right? Yeah, that was one of those viral techniques to create hype, right? When it first launched. Just crazy amount of money. I mean, 1.4 or $4 billion valuation during lockdown. I mean, 10 million users is a great feat. Like, that's very hard to do, right? But I still think it was just wrong. Why? Because the world eventually did open. The timing was actually correct. Any earlier or any later wouldn't have been even possible. But the reason why I think this just wrong definition is still relevant is because, you know, like, it's easier in hindsight. I don't think I would have predicted this. But just like I said there, and this is actually coming from one of the founders, not too early, not too late, just built in temporary conditions, right? It was a shaky foundation to begin with. And that's just wrong, especially when you raise whatever, hundreds of millions and you got to make all this money back. If you have a very limited window of time, that's a complicated thing to do.
When Clubhouse came out, the average person was online 90 minutes a day. They were on average 6.5 hours a day. So that had to have something to do with it.
Number one, I'm glad you brought that current stat, because every Sunday when I get the iPhone daily usage, I'm like, shit, I need to stop doing this, but it's part of the job. But yeah, you're right. Like, you know, the market has kind of made us more addicted to our phones, but technology, monetization, like, you know, this is a very complex thing to have, you know, to know ahead of time. But that specific thing was to me just wrong, right?
One of the ways I look at a lot of this, you've got the tool and you've got an application. Like, you know, we were building bioprinters with print cells and tissue. Printer didn't have it. It was what we were doing, was what we added value. But a lot of times people get into tools. It's like, it's a tool. We create a voice, you know, room for you to go into.
I love that.
What do you do with it? And that's very time dependent, and it's also dependent on what other options are out there.
Yeah.
So looking at how it's being used, I think it's where a lot of value comes. People a lot of times brag about the tool.
Yeah.
The tool is worthless other than it's
I love that. This would have been a great Clubhouse during COVID, right? On the app. But I would not host this on Clubhouse today. I do this, number one, to hang out with awesome people like this and get us all together and start talking. I think there's a lot of value, especially in the earliest stages. So I have no interest in doing that. So the tool is relevant, but what it accomplished back then is sort of what I tried to accomplish in this room. So today the tool is this Britney Spears mic and this room. And some good conversation. But yeah, I love that point. Maybe to piggyback on that, because especially from the investor side, I hear a lot like, do you invest in AI? I'm like, of course I do. But I'm not investing in AI. I'm investing in companies and things that use AI as a tool to solve a crazy, massive, complex problem that hopefully I make a bunch of money on.
What's the solution?
Exactly. AI, I don't care.
itself is not-
I said this in the last one, so 30 days ago today, like blockchain, I never got into it, and I didn't care about blockchain. I think it's a great technology, and there's maybe some good applications for blockchain. The what? That too. But, it's...
It was a cult, but all of the crypto bros are moving to open call.
True. I still think there's some good applications for blockchain. I'm like, hopefully before the day I go, forever, I want blockchain to solve insurance. I don't know if that's even possible, but something in my gut tells me we can use blockchain to make insurance better in healthcare and finance and all these things. Patient records. Yeah, voting. So there's good application. We just haven't found the right one just yet. And I added this like super last minute. Obviously, we all know and love it. But the reality is, I was talking, I don't know if it was in here. AI has been around for a while, right? AI, as we know it, is new. ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, et cetera. But as a technology is somewhat old. They've been around forever, years and years, right? But early tools were a bit clunky. It was expensive.
Well, ChatGPT is great because ChatGPT also highlights the importance of the form factor.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I was playing around with, like, GPT 2.0.
Mm-hmm.
I think ChatGPT didn't come around until, like, 3. And, when you were playing around with GPT 2.0, you had an API plugin. And so you could make little apps and you could play around in their sandbox and whatever. But for some reason, there was just a huge unlock when they put it inside of a chat interface. Like, that was literally the only innovation, for the most part, other than making the model better, that made it instantly click and accessible to millions of people.
Right.
That aren't programmers.
Right. And like just to bring it back into the wider conversation too, and making it even more sort of gray and open-ended. I think timing too, right? Like it might have been the interface or maybe other things. I don't know what the answer is, but that led to the market also being more open to it, right? Like my mom is using ChatGPT finally. It took her a while, but she has no care in the world for what AI is, right, or LLMs or what model she's using. She just wants to know what spider that is in her backyard. Take a picture of it and it tells you pretty quickly. So a lot of things in timing and then the sort of external factor has to do with the timing that we need to somehow know or be conscious about as entrepreneurs. And obviously that led to freaking amazing things, right? Fastest consumer app ever to hit 100 million users. I still have a subscription, even though I've switched to other ones and I'm more loyal to, but I'm like, it's just great. Like I like to bounce around sometimes. So, like, is that perfect timing? And like, how do we sort of work towards that or identify that? So again, I want to have these conversations with you guys because there is no right or wrong answer. If I knew the answer, if Ozzy knew the answer, if Scott knew the answer, like, we would be a lot wealthier. We probably wouldn't be in this room, right? Because life would be easy. But getting us together to think farther, right? Get out of our own little heads as entrepreneurs, as we usually do. Hopefully, makes us think a little bit wider and a little bit stronger, a little bit better. So we've had, some conversation. I figured just in the last several minutes, if anybody wants to use this time to like talk about some of the things you're working on building, and maybe getting into some timing conversations, no pressure, but this is a cool group. Yeah.
So I'm building I'm not necessarily building per se. Like I have that OA application that's toy gaming that allows like an LLM to run on your browser to then play a game. But I'm doing that largely in part because I want to figure out how can we get smaller models to run on the edge, to run on like small devices like your laptop or your phone, and have much accuracy as like ChatGPT or Claude, and it's like a really exciting time right now because a lot of people are like literally hacking these models of Claude and reconfiguring them in different ways, and like I'm part of that community. I have to leave like in a couple of minutes, but that's why I wanted to jump in and say that because like looking for other people who are in the same kind of domain.
Yeah.
I'm really bullish on local models. I really think that we don't want to pay $200 every month or pay by the token. We would rather just have our laptops and a model we can maybe buy for $100 and have it run it, or have if you're a business have things running on prem and be able to just like
Yeah.
exactly as well. So
Private.
Again, very bullish in taking what already exists and optimizing it for this specific type of use case. So if you would like to talk to me, I'm here for another like literally 2-3 minutes. Come back.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Definitely connect with Martin if you wanna explore some of these new stuff, right? Like actually like the number 3 and number 4 on the list. If 3 years earlier, what would break? Probably a lot, like your computer, if you're doing local, your bank account, who knows, right? But if it's 3 years later, actually, I don't think about this last question enough. Who would already own it, right? If Martin is onto something, hopefully it's him, 3 years from now who's owned it and figured out and has made a killing. But that's actually a really good exercise. I don't do this one enough because that puts you in the position to look into the future and understand where is this technology going, right? What can be possible with your local models that you buy for $100, and what kind of impact can that have on the world around you?
And if you want to test some of this, the website I have again is tijuanaclawfights.com.
Nice. T1aclawfights.com.
I was like, you know what? Like you get these open claw fight sightings, like roots for fights, and where do they have that? With Tijuana.
Yeah.
So Tijuanaclawfights.com, you hit play now, you can see the model, play a game. You can also like modify that model and be able to like gear it, move it different.
I like this. It's like that agent social network that just got acquired. Yeah. I think. Nice. I think. Are you guys familiar with Moltbook or whatever it's called? The agent Facebook. So it's like agents, AI agents, just in a social media platform, talking to one another and scheming and taking over the world. It's super cool and entertaining. I've heard the rumors are that they got acquired. I think Facebook wrote a check or acqui-hired, whatever the outcome might have been. Some rumors say it was a pretty nice exit, but it's like, when I saw it, I was like, this is the silliest shit ever. But what if it's 3 years earlier, 3 years later? Like we don't know what that unlocks, right? So that's like very short thinking in my end. So 3 years later, what is social media for agents is actually maybe a great way to maybe share information and educate agents on what has worked and what doesn't, right? The beehive gets smarter.
Really good idea.
Yeah.
I think you're onto something.
Yeah. What's up, guys? Welcome. Yeah, Martin, thanks so much for coming. We'll see you next time. Let me see what else I got on here. You know what? That's all I got. I'm happy to go into just like questions, conversations, finish the food. Anything you guys want to dig into? Again, this is a raw conversation for the room, not just me talking into my Britney Spears mic. What's everybody working on? Any cool ideas?
I'm working young big company.
Mm-hmm.
I'm struggling with AI because they depend on big cost structures, and
Yeah.
What I'm doing is multi-agent platform. Human in the loop is very important for responsibility. You know, it's not. It's very right now. One problem is for who is the responsibility. It was the AI. Well, if you put the human in the middle, it's that's it. Thing. And I put it in a hierarchy. Hierarchy, you can build many teams, which you can assign to the employee. And in that way, you have some control of what is going on. You can audit the process, and you can have a very accurate management of all the data. You know, the KB, PMS, and all the systems can be easily set on this platform.
Nice.
Yes, and I building up the demo, which is good because it's the big question when I explain is how do you materialize that? And I'm happy because I'm reaching that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you need proof, right? But how can we help as a room? Question about timing, money.
I'm interested because I think, like right now when you think about patient data, it's so disconnected. And what if you use AI and you start drawing from all this patient data, you could actually pull conclusions out, you know, trends, all kinds of things, even therapeutic ideas. And so I think I think you've kind of seen that whole thing with patient data. I think that's a very
Well, and the
rich
challenge is
environment.
more, the CIOs of organizations trying to hold on to it. They know there's value there, but they don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
And, to me, centralizing all patient data, giving the person who collected it the right to it, and the patient right to it, opens up tremendous opportunity for,
Even patient ownership alone.
Patient
of your
Yeah.
own- That way you can, let's say you're getting treatment in one, but you can take all your patient data, collect some of it, go to another system, and those people now have access to all your patient data.
Yeah.
In the current environment, it's old school, man. You gotta
It is.
send for
So-
electronic
the
record.
Yeah.
primary way data and health is sent, it's by fax.
Still is. Yeah.
Not to put a bummer on, but how long have they been working on that same problem?
So this is a great point. I think Microsoft,
Over and over and over, and then there's 10,000 guys who have been this way,
yeah,
and I still go up to the first room you go into, same information I give you the second.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And they take the 6 months time before you go back, right?
I do think there's a lot of, I think that you're onto something. I think the technology's gotten to the point too.
For sure.
You could process massive amounts of data.
Yeah.
And come up with conclusions.
and to bring us back, into timing, it's market, right? Like, healthcare hasn't been the most tech-forward vertical historically, right? Fintech has always, I think, been pretty good at it, right? The physical space is definitely not, right? Like, prop tech is now finally getting a bit closer to it. But healthcare, historically horrible. Like, if even, I think, 2 years ago, or, in the recent past, like if I went and tried to talk to a CIO or some executive at a hospital, right, or even my friends here at UT, Dell Medicine, about some AI solution, they would have been like, who let you in the door, right? Like, absolutely not. But now the market has caught up and is more welcome or more warm to the idea because it's so loud. So there's just, there's things that we can't control and things that we can ride, tailwinds, headwinds, and it's getting better. Nice. Made one connection today. I'll sleep good tonight. Nice. Anybody else want to add anything to that?
Hi everyone, I'm Bruno. I'm 21 years old. I'm the founder of Media. We help businesses generate organic leads through AI models. So it's called generative engine optimization. You guys probably heard about it, or there are like 6 other names for it. And we're trying to build a community now. So we're launching a free course. We're launching free tools. Basically trying to do what Neil Patel tried to do with SEO, but didn't really accomplish.
Mm-hmm.
We want to do that with 4GEO and a way cooler way. So I'm really understanding how community building works and how to gather people around and doing an inbound fun and everything. So
Yeah.
I'm happy to know if anybody has been through that before. So
well, I have a question.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm not going to answer your question. I'm going to ask you something else. Which is where do you think you're at with timing? Because so I do like, I've done a lot of podcasting over the last 5 years. And I'm in the process of like automating that entire workflow right now. And as far as like content creation, right, there's a lot of AI-generated tools that are out. Like, it's flooding the market right now, right? So where do you think it's, I mean, I don't want to put you on the spot, but do you think it's like the perfect time? Or do you think that there's, is there something else going on? Like, when you say you're trying to build a community, is that a piece that you think is missing?
There is.
A lot of the way people are doing this?
There is a fear of missing out on my industry.
Yeah.
A very big one. So the biggest pain point is that people are looking for it, but they cannot find it. So you can look for information on generative engine optimization, but it's not available on YouTube. You maybe can find it on like very niche blogs and stuff like that, but it's not digestible, it's not fun, it's not easy to access. So I feel like the time is perfect. We've been doing this for, well, we started as an SEO agency 3 years ago. We've had more than 35 clients. We have a big expertise on it, and I feel like the time is great. It's just a question of adapting to the algorithms and launching it. Like, we're already doing content. I have my daily vlogs, I have Instagram videos that come out, but the structured course with the community management is just a whole different thing. So.
Yeah.
Generative engine is that like for AI?
Yeah, you know SEO? Yeah, it's SEO on.
So I think something that's interesting on that side is I think right now that's like earlier just right time, because I know a couple other groups who are also kind of focusing on that, like is your company being found on AIs or not. It seems like there's a lot of companies right now that will tell you whether you are, but not a lot that are figuring the tools to say like, hey, do this.
Yeah.
Question, how many people here still use Google to do Google searches, and how many people use the GPTs?
Well, depends.
Yeah. Raise your hand if you use Google still.
Barely, like maybe 20%.
Depends.
More GPT than Google.
Yeah.
It's more complete information, and you can do deep dives.
Right. Well, it uses GPTs stuff, so.
Yeah.
There's also the AI summary on top of your Google search.
Those are getting better, but I haven't been too impressed.
Yeah.
Almost like GPT much better than GPT, because they show you map, they show you options. GPT, like, you get right answer with some links. It's like no rough.
So I'm gonna bring it back to your general comment. I don't have an answer either, but I think timing is a big part of what you're thinking through and what he just mentioned too, right? The timing right now is that if you're doing, and this is now my founder and VC brain talking simultaneously. I think I'm getting a lot of the same deals. So you need to find your unique differentiator, why you're uniquely qualified and better than what's already out there. I mentioned earlier we are in like a bubble. Not financially, an AI bubble, because a lot of us here talk and breathe AI and tech, and we're in this building too much, right? But the outside world and most of the rest of the United States and the world isn't as informed and going into these rare sites that you're finding. So I think there's still an opportunity there to monetize, right? Because the normal person that is not tech-enabled, a lot of business owners, et cetera, will never get that deep. So I'll give you that side of it. But when it comes to like the ChatGPT, give me like the one answer. I think this is like now market timing, because
But give you an opinion of what you're looking.
yeah,
Google give you options, which is much richer than GPT.
But
It's
Chat,
like too rich.
Chat and Gemini, they start to learn what you want, what you like. They start giving you the choices you choose anyway.
And even if you're vague or ambiguous, it still like points directly at the core of your intent, which is kind of shocking.
I like it.
if you,
That's a scary question. That's exactly the problem. That's sort of funneling, and you start getting outside thoughts out of your. It's like just focusing, just like any kind of algorithm on Facebook or any of them. They're just like, I know what you like, so I'm going to give you the same old shit over and over again. And that. No. But my point is, if you get one opinion, because that's how you've trained the system to know you. You're not looking outside of the realm. I think that's why I like looking at different systems.
yeah,
Google versus, I actually use all three of them. I actually ask the same question. I have a system just every, and see what compare. If it's important enough for me, it's not a quick look up like a
restaurant, if it's something I'm doing research on, I look at them all.
Yeah.
See what the hell I come up with.
I get
Based on that.
frustrated with them and I'll go to someone else and, I don't ever go to Google, I just do it.
I feel like Google is more like the physical world, I guess.
Yeah.
For a lot of local searches, Google is way better. Yeah.
Hey, but let me ask you something, and everybody in the room knows, everyone's talking about AI, and on my app, and when we bring AI in, because investors, like to talk about AI. But sometimes it gets to me that I'm thinking like with healthcare, or with some of these huge problems, that the AI that you started using to develop, by the time you get to that development, you have brand new AI that can do things differently, you gotta switch again. And it's not like a product, because products are slower in their development, but AI is picking up all the time. So how can you come up with a solution before the solution is there? You have another AI, and those investors, they want to get their money back somehow.
It's such a long cycle.
Is it a long cycle?
I mean, the whole, I don't know, you can weigh on it, like the integration of all this, there's a whole question about how you do it, but there's nothing to do with the AI, right? I mean, in itself. So I think that you got to look at it like that. Any upgrades to the AI will be an enhancement off of whatever you're building.
Well, one of the other things to think about too on the AI is programmed off what's on the web.
Correct.
And now more and more that I'm seeing in my feeds and everything is just regurgitated the same thing with a different song.
Yeah.
I'm seeing the same noise over and over and over again. So I'm starting to try to figure out how to use AI to read that down and find out what's needed.
I think what
Yeah.
Troy was talking about, but I think the AI for like the patient stuff, it isn't going to be a Claude or ChatGPT. It'll
Yeah.
be localized.
For sure.
Right.
So go.
Almost all
It
of
won't be
the
the commercially available stuff.
Yeah, most of the data will actually is in private silos.
So getting rich results, especially something like personalized results, it's all about context management.
Yeah.
So feeding in the context of your organization or whatever proprietary data you have, that's going to be a lot more helpful and informative. Removing it off of that sort of normal distribution of results
Right.
that you're
I love that.
expecting from an out-of-the-box.
Especially that visualization. And to your point, Scott, like I can now tell if you like just accepted your code and platform straight from Claude or ChatGPT. I'm not saying that's bad. I do it every single day, but I'm now like consciously giving it some personality and my taste. And I just wrote this article on taste and not just visually, but with opinions and knowing what to say no to. I think is important because it's all just becoming sort of the same. I'm even hearing it in music. I'm a musician. You might catch me at a club around here DJing a little bit too late at night. But like I now hear some songs and I'm like, I actually hear the AI because it's becoming so middle, right? It's doing this and the tool that I see, like I'm like, I see, so I don't know if it's just me being hyper visual, but going back to tools and technology, right? And AI, I don't know anybody that's building like models, right? Frontier like LLMs, like ChatGPT, and I don't think we have the money in Austin to do that anyway. But using it as a tool, the next generation of it, right, that will come out tomorrow or whenever, should just make it a little bit quicker. So if we stick to the healthcare example, have some folks that they're just using it to test drugs faster, right? Because we can do like exponentially unlimited almost variations that would have taken us lifetimes in the past. Very specific, right?
Speaking of it, did you see that who does approvals for FTC, FDA?
FDA, yeah.
So I think it was today they announced that they're going to allow rare disease to
Yeah.
be done quicker because there isn't enough data out there. So let the systems know we actually
Yeah.
qualify for whatever testing.
Personalized medicine is a cool thing.
Which is interesting because that's a good use case because there the data is very limited and you need to be extrapolating from the whole.
And you got to balance the risk versus
Right, exactly. So you can accelerate certain things.
Yeah.
I mean, the reality is they're all using human validation variant anyway.
Right.
So the AI is kind of, it's a tool. It is a tool. You're still kind of having, although you're not eyeballing radiology like it's being done now, but there is a person interpreting, validating the information.
Yeah, raw conversations. So either go to my website, ap1.vc. I mean, yeah, man. Thank you for being here.
One of the leaders of Google about using bioprinters to create scientific experiments with data to, basically create a finite element type model for life, for, store
Yeah.
animals, whatever. And it was way too early, but the concept is that there is a lot of easy data, and like in small trials, when you have rare diseases, it's hard to get that data, it's hard to get people into it.
Well, see, I don't know if you were going to this part, but like again, sticking to healthcare and drug manufacturing. And correct me if I'm wrong, Scott. A lot of the reasons why it's so expensive is because it does have to go through so much trials. For you to make one drug that is fairly okay for the masses is a massive, massive challenge, right? It's a very complex thing to accomplish. But for you to make a drug that's good for me, I don't care about anybody else, right? Because you just know me intimately, and my, it's like we can do that in a much shorter time. And now we're able to test unlimited drugs that are specific to me. The cost to actually get something that, I'll pay whatever it takes to survive, but you just need like a couple of these, right? So rare disease is becoming hot because AI has brought that horizon, the research, the testing into a shorter timeline. So not just to get stuck on healthcare, but that bringing it back to timing and market timing, like what do these tools and the things that are around you, how does that compress time to you develop quicker, come out with 3D renderings that are better, like do things that weren't possible before and create value or capture value, right? So kind of connecting all the dots here.
One thing that I'm doing is using AI to automate
Mhm.
this a lot, and that's been really helpful to that. Like, I don't know, 5 customers that I have, like,
Yeah.
there are always like prompting us, like, more like operations and logistics, like more.
Automating workflows with the integration. The other thing too, like with a lot of data, if you look at like enterprise systems, when you look at like accounting, HR, all these different functions, they're, in my opinion, I think the enterprise systems suck. They're like the ability to actually draw information, there's all kinds of issues with the integrity, data integrity between systems. So like there's a huge, just like you could look at the healthcare things, you could apply the same thing to business. Business
I have done that a lot, and it's always different for,
Yeah.
So there's, I would think, maybe I was thinking it's a little bit too late, because there's a lot of, products already, but they have to generate.
There's nothing that I can just do. I mean, I'm in another space where you don't want the healthcare, you can do it for business integration of systems. It's just the raw enterprise systems are terrible.
Oh, yeah.
I think
I-
you'll see a lot more like vertical systems too. Custom-built for specific use cases.
If you're, I'll plug in one of my friends here in town. If you're building vertical AI, Nick Tipman of Tip Top Ventures here in town, phenomenal dude. Actively investing in vertical AI. So look up his website, Tip Top Ventures.
I want to get back to this geo question.
Sorry, which one?
I wonder, you never got an answer on the geo question. But
Well-
I want to circle back. I think actually, the fact that you said there were 6 ways of different people calling the same thing, I think you're at the early stage, not too early, but I think that's going to move really quickly, and people are starting to use it. I've heard it more often than any other descriptions. And the idea, and it's going to be a very fast-moving area because we're talking models change and all of a sudden the geo algorithm changes and all that shit. So I'm saying I think you're in a good spot, but you got to move and get that community going if you want to. You want to be at the lead.
And realize they want it, they don't know what to call it. It's education.
Tries to create some names for it. For like some of the structures, some of the manufacturers, just trying to create a bunch of acronyms for
So kind of like
The problem you're solving is getting more business to.
people are always when I tell people what I do, they're usually very impressed. And like if they haven't seen anybody actually executing before, usually like the second or third people they meet, so it's a pretty interesting.
Yeah, so I put these back up to help you think. If 3 years ago, what would have broken? 3 years later, who would own it? I think somebody in here, and we'll go to you next, said something about AdWords. I don't know who it was in here, but when AdWords first came out, like they were kind of cheap, cost went up, they got better. I feel like obviously this is sort of similar. AdWords SEO. How do you get more leads? There's a lot in the market that is unknown. So I feel like putting this 3 year before, 3 year later angle on it might help you get a little bit closer to it. Because like as a founder now, when I think of your problem, I'm only going to pay you if it's going to make me more money, right? That's the point of SEO, right? So it should be like I want more customers to find me. So if you can't quite validate that just yet because of what's externally outside of you, right?
CRM results already. So like our clients generating revenue with leads that came from ChatGPT.
Nice.
So I mean, we are an agency.
Yeah.
But we want to be more than that. So we want to build this community. We want to build these tools so we can be actually scalable. So yeah, the agency has pretty good results.
Nice. Cool. I love it.
AI bias engineering. We bias the AI to the truth.
It's not really that. We optimize the business for AI.
Nice. I'll give you one specific example because someone's invested in this company. They were doing it for e-commerce. We worked together to try to figure out, what was going to be next. The problem was very clear, and then I think Shopify recently just turned it on with a partnership with ChatGPT. So as an investor, I have concerns on your defensibility and your moat on one partnership. Will that kill your business? As a venture capitalist, right? As a business owner, you can make a killing, and it could be a beautiful business. So don't let my venture side discourage you. I think there's a lot there. Yeah. Like, fuck it, sell it in 2 years and make a bunch of money. Hell yeah, dude. Like, that's, yeah. Like, yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's so many factors to it. But yeah, it's a great problem to have, honestly, and you're already proving some stuff, so great on you. I think you want to add something? Yeah.
If you're on the technical side and you want to find out more technical answers and results forward, look for FAQs on the website. Is interacting with them. If you have any difficulty with them, the FAQ section of the website for a lot more relevant.
Nice. Any other hot topics, questions, comments? Or you guys, what's up, Eddie? Brutal. It sucks. I'm naturally not a fundraiser. I'm a builder. I'm a founder. I like to build things and create things. Full transparency, I think part of it is me. I'm part of that problem. But, I didn't raise money as an emerging manager before now. I've been told this is a harder time to do it. Luckily for me, I don't know what the good times were, so this is just normal. If it gets better, hell yeah. But also just fundamentally, like, this is a hard thing to do. It's hard to raise money as a founder. Like, if it was easy, there would be a lot more people trying, right? And there's a lot of people trying. So I fundamentally believe, and the reason I do this, and I'm standing in front of you, is I do think Austin has all the puzzle pieces. I think we have enough capital from LPs, from funds, from angels. I think we have the right talent. There's a lot of you in this room that are wicked smart, right, and solving some really good problems. I think we have the infrastructure politically, right, as the state of Texas for tax purposes, as a business, right? We're leaning into a lot of healthcare and hard tech, but again, I think that's because of even just the physical space that we have here. So my point is it hard? Hell yeah, Eddie. It's super hard. But I don't think it's going to be easy, like fundamentally, like, anybody can just do it tomorrow. It's always going to be hard. But I think we have all the puzzle pieces to keep pushing, and that's why I'm in front of you today.
Seems like the environment for VC has got way competitive.
Yeah.
Get contacted a lot.
Yeah, so I'll give you,
It's like up to LinkedIn.
yeah, everybody needs money.
Yes.
I think what's happening is in the private markets, there's actually a lot of distortion happening from overinvestment in a few concentrated large AI or AI adjacent companies.
So I'll give you a different angle on that, but I agree with it, right? So you guys all know me, right? We're all best friends here. Arturo comes up to you and you have $1 million you're liquid, ready to dispose, right, and invest in something. Typically, so I'm giving you now my VC experience, right? If you're in that level of wealth, you usually have some good connections. Would you invest, $1 million liquid in me, the new guy, or just give it to A16Z so they can put it into the next round of whoever's next, right? It's a smart, there's a lot there to sort of dig into, but it's all about capital management. It's all about risk management. So just like a startup founder, right? Like, we need to de-risk and figure out how, we're going to see that light of day in a couple of years. It's the same thing for the venture side. So there's a lot of money out there.
On the VC side,
Yeah.
do you think that because it's
I don't get paid.
No, I'm saying that the VCs are charging investors, like for like the LPs, like the current fee structure, that if you're gonna go in as an investor.
Yeah.
With a VC,
Mhm.
you're dealing with this fee structure, which is, I think, making it more difficult for you to get a return on investment, so.
Yeah.
One thing I've been reading about recently is the possibility that the VCs will actually change some of the fee structure to make it a little more favorable.
Sure.
For investors, because right now, the way it is with the whole 220 model.
Yeah. So if you're not familiar with the VC, again, I'm trying to make this tech thing a very open community. It's what's called a 220 model, right? So we get paid 2% of how much we raise on an annual basis. So it's technically a 2020 model. And we get 20% equity on the upside. So our investors get paid first. My salary comes out of 2% of my committed capital too, right? If I go raise 100 million, but there's only 10 million in the bank, I'm only getting the 2% on the 10. And so it gets a little bit more convoluted after that. But that 2% means that there's less to invest in companies. So as a pre-seed investor with a tiny fund in the grand scheme of things, I don't take a salary. I have expenses, right? We have legal stuff to file and stuff. I'm in a good place, luckily, so I can afford to do this transparently. But my mission, right, like I'm doing this so I can invest in more companies and bring up our ecosystem at the earliest of stages. So it's more valuable for me to have more capital to deploy than to get a slightly, small check, because 2% of not a lot is not a lot. So just because I'm a VC doesn't mean I'm like collecting the big checks, right? I'm taking just as big of a risk as a lot of you in the room are. But I actually had a conversation earlier today with some friends out in Cali. I have a lot of respect for them. They're on Fund 4. I think they just closed 40 million on that fund. And part of the conversation today was actually starting to go a bit smaller in fund sizes. The unit economics are unbelievable. Like, I don't understand why we don't talk about this enough. Imagine I go raise 100 million today. I have to get a lot of that, exponentially more back from my investors. We all know it's not that easy to create unicorns, right? So now I need multiple unicorns for my $100 million fund to be wildly successful. And then I'm competing with the folks, out in Cali. And so anyways, my point here is I think the middle is going to be struggling. I think if you're raising billions and billions, then, there's other things there. But the smaller funds, even though we get paid a lot less, are actually going to be the ones that are going to outperform the market, because it becomes a more realistic math problem to generate 10x on 10 million versus 10x on 1 billion, right? We can nerd out on unit economics and power law and VC stuff, but, and I also bring this up to answer your question directly. My friends in Cali they actually want to reduce their fund size, and they're also just doing a lot more programming, like a lot of other, what we call profit centers, right? Like things that generate revenue for them so they can continue paying their bills. So they rely less on management fees, so they can have a better performing fund, but they still have a big team, so they need to survive. So people are getting creative, and I think we're going to see more of that.
Are you seeing anyone look at lowering the time to exit the fund, so going from 2 years to 5 years or something like that, which is difficult to buy.
Yeah. I'm not seeing it publicly. I think about this every day, especially in some of the verticals that I'm investing in. Biotech, maybe not so much, right? But given the promise that I like in sort of these legacy industries, prop tech, right, supply chain, I think automation of complex systems, there's still some big companies out there making a shitload of money that buy companies left and right? So the M&A market, merger and acquisition market, has only gone up historically, right? I think it's been very, very lucrative money exchanged over the last several years. And especially now, again, going back to timing, AI is too hot. It's a lot harder for a big company to implement AI and now be the next frontier versus a young company. So I fundamentally believe part of my thesis is that I can invest in some young companies that are solving some really big problems, shorten that timeline to 3 to 5 years in an acquisition. But if I invest 100,000 at enough equity and we sell for 50 million, we're going to be okay. You know what I mean? That's a pretty good return. A lot better than the traditional VC. Look, I'm very open. Hopefully this doesn't get me blacklisted in the VC world. But the average performance of VC in general, like generally speaking, is horrible. It's like 2 point something. You're better off just doing like,
There's a lot of there's a lot being written about the VC
Yeah.
structure, the return on investment, which I think is why it's getting more hard, more
For sure.
difficult for VCs to raise funds, because there's other options.
yeah, we got to challenge it. I'm
Is there a secondary market for VCs to kind of build, divest a little bit out of their?
100%. I get it every day.
I've heard about that in South Miami.
Yeah.
VCs actually divest.
No.
I know that, people who are in like SpaceX are looking at like they can start selling their.
Yeah.
As long as the company.
I get an opportunity weekly to do SpaceX, OpenAI. Like, I won't. That's the different ball game, right? I'm not in that universe. But like the secondary market is wildly hot, and it's actually, in my opinion, getting a little too hot because now there's levels to levels. There's like literally levels of selling, and then some people are milking the fees associated with it. So you think you might be coming in, in this $100 million round for OpenAI, but in reality, after all is said and done, in a very technically like challenging, like legal thing to process, the 100 million is actually like 92, right? Because a bunch of people got paid along the way. Again, hopefully, my friends don't blacklist me here in town, but it's out there for sure. There's some walls behind it, even legally. A lot of them you have to be a qualified buyer, which is a government definition. So yeah, it's out there for sure. Nice, good conversation. What else we got? We ready to go home? You guys done listening to me? 7:44. We're doing okay on time.
Good conversation.
Good stuff, guys. Well, we can wrap it up there. Really, no, we've got one more. Let's go. Yeah. Thank you, Eddie. Nice. Yeah, thank you so much for asking. I mean, kind of like similar to this conversation we just had, right? Like, I have one job, and that's to make money for my investors and myself, right? Like that's venture capital. I'm an investor. If I don't make a return, you guys are going to have to give me a job after, right? Because I won't be able to raise more money. A way for me to de-risk that and knowing what I'm good at, which is the earliest of stages, is to write a check, but have this founder residency model where companies will work in the building just like this, next to me and next to your peers, and we will do whatever is necessary to like shorten that time, whether that's figuring out exit channels or just as a collective, similar to this room, put our brains together to do more quicker, faster. So there's some programming to it. Some people might call it an accelerator. The difference is that it's all in. So it's in town. You work in the office 24/7. You have milestones to hit. We'll walk you through the process of business building. What is your go-to-market distribution? Is your pricing correct? Is your messaging correct? Right? Is your revenue health correct? How much is it costing you to acquire customers? There's a lot of things that I think are business fundamentals that we'll work through. And if that goes well, I'll give you more money. If it doesn't go well and we can't figure it out, unfortunately, we have to make room for somebody else. So the whole point is that putting my money where my mouth is, working together with founders, because that's what I like to do. If you find me in some office looking at decks and doing financial models, like there's something wrong with me. Like call help, because that's not why I'm doing this. I'm doing this to work with founders and like do cool things. So the answer is, number one, to de-risk my investments by adding pressure and support. And I think the only way to do that is in a physical space that is permanent. Yeah, thank you. So there's some paperwork happening, and sometimes those things take a while. Spring. Within that, yeah, sometime in the spring. Maybe at the end of April we can make an announcement, but soon enough. Still happy to chat. If anybody's interested, just shoot me an email. Let's dig into it. Any other questions, comments, concerns? Did you guys try the turnovers or whatever they are called, like the cherry turnovers? You guys need to eat some of those because that's like my weakness. And if I take that home, it's going to be gone tomorrow. So thank you all for being here. Hang out for like 10, 15 more minutes, socialize with some people. We're going to do it again 30 days from now on the last Thursday, fourth Thursday of every month in this room. The next topic is distribution, which I think is super hot right now because distribution alone, we talked about this just recently, I think can be a moat, right? If you got some weird, unique way to distribute that we can see scaling, I think that can actually defend you in this crazy world of AI where technology is maybe easier to create, right? If you were here last time, I talked about Signal. And my big thing was that output, right? Like that's no longer, like labor is no longer the blocker, right? We can just, with a little bit of money, not a lot, actually, we can just talk to AI and say, build me something. Selling it is still something that some people are trying to crack, maybe through some SEO in the modern world, et cetera, et cetera. So my point is, that's going to be a really good conversation. Hope you have you all here 30 days from now. Hang out, eat some food. Thank you for being here. That's it. Thanks, man. Yeah. Hopefully next time, all right?
Been a long, long time that I live my life without you. Been a long, long time and I feel your love tonight. And I can't let go this time now that I found you. Alright, alright. I think that I'm alive. You make me wanna dance. I think that I'm alive. You make me wanna dance. I've seen you before, somewhere on the dance floor, somewhere on the dance floor. Your body talking to me. I've seen you before, somewhere on the dance floor, somewhere on the dance floor.
Always keeping our love inside, 'cause what we're too afraid to say we hide. Living in a place we call regret, and we haven't found a way yet. We got to get there somehow. 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 We are no one. We are no one. We are no one. We are no one. And I love the feeling that I have. And I love the feeling that I have. Way up, way talking through a door that's closed. I wanna say the words that no one knows. All the little things we can't forget, and we haven't found a way out yet. We got to get there somehow. 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 Got to get there somehow. We got to get there somehow. Got to get there somehow. We got to get there knocked up for answers, no hotline. My address ain't changed up, can't say the same for you. Don't expect me to move my things. Burn the house down to keep the rain. Hotel hide me in luxury. On the dance floor, I let it breathe. Find myself in someone's arms. Damn, it's been a lonely week. Back from Vegas, break the laws. Accuse me of tongue in cheek. Back and forth, we falling off. Done with all this hide and seek. Ready, tidy, call me Kyrie. Burn the safe after you leave. my problems away. How long could it be till I write my final poem? And it's all about being alone. Ooh, so close, I came up but then I froze. And it wouldn't make sense looking at the path I chose. Oh no, and I just wanna get away, book a house out in LA. But you don't even know you are always running in circles. Don't go running too far. You never really took the blame. You really wanna live with those scars. Trouble come at your service, and I'll take you to Mars. Ooh, what a rush, my general, so generous, my general. Ooh, what a rush, my general, so generous, my general. Ooh, what a rush, my general, so generous, my general. Ooh, what a rush, my general, so generous, my general. But you don't even know you are always running in circles. Don't go running too far. You never really took the blame. If you really wanna rid of those scars, trouble come at your service, and I'll take you to Mars. Ooh, what a rush, my general, so generous, my general. Ooh, what a rush, my general, so generous, just need a little bit of your love, little bit of your touch. Don't think too much. Just need a little bit of your love. You working 9 to 5. I don't got no job. You don't pay me no mind. Hypnotized by the crowd, oh my. Where you walk in is the place to be. Room with people, you're all that I see. Wasted time, we can make memories. Never know when it's confusing me.
now, you should know now. Wanna go down on your mind and your body. We can slow down, have some more rounds in the soul out. Feel your touch in the lobby. Long distance ain't no thing to me. When I see you making history, one glimpse and I cannot forget you. When you walk in, it's the place to be. Room with people, you're all that I see. Wasted time, we can make memories. Never know when it's confusing me. Just need a little bit of your love. Little bit of your touch. Don't think too much. Just need a little bit of your love. But I'll let you down. I'm not what you heard about. Your voice, the sweetest sound. I hope you come around. Just need a little bit
takes to feel alive. I left my body back inside. I flew away from all the noise inside my head. It keeps telling me that this might be the end, but maybe instead it's more than it seems. Been walking around inside my dreams. To love is to die, then come back to life. Oh, I'm in deep. I think it's more than it seems. More than it seems. I think it's more than it seems. More than it seems. More than it seems. But I go, it's okay to be undone. What you've got, we're all just waiting for the sun. When I know I could leave it on and run. I had it all, and then there was none. And there was none. Do what it takes to feel alive. I left my body back inside. I flew away from all the noise inside my head. It keeps telling me that this might be the end, but maybe instead it's more than it seems. Been walking around inside my dreams. To love is to die, then come back to life. Oh, I'm in deep. I think it's more than it seems. But I go, it's okay to be undone. What you've got, we're all just waiting for the sun. When I know I could leave it on and run. I had it all, and then there was none. When I go, it's okay to be undone. What you've got, we're all just waiting for the sun. When I know I could leave it all and run. I had it all, and then there was none. It's more than it seems. Been walking around inside my dreams. To love is to die, then come back to life. Oh, deep. I think it's more than it seems. More than it seems. I think it's more than it seems. More than it seems.
Front of the room. I think people are kind of looking for answers, but it's such a complex, especially timing.
I almost exited really good one time. It didn't happen. I joined a Silicon Valley startup in 2021. The software-defined radio space. Mission critical, IoT, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And a year and 8 months in, they missed the IPO funding push. I was employee 21, reported as COO and CRO, one on sales, one technical. I was doing great. They gave me severance, pretty decent. But it would have been better days. Yeah. Now they're publicly traded. They're one of the most widely traded stocks. They went public into expensive. Co-found out network. If you've heard of them.
I just recently started getting more into the story.
They bought about 9 different Israeli different
Israel's got some crazy technologies and engineers.
And I worked for an Israeli company for about a year and a half too. Telref, which is like the AT&T of Israel.
Nice. Yeah,
It was a grueling job though. 6 months it was okay, and I got like 3 jobs in 1 job.
Yeah, that's been done that, right? Wear many hats, saying.
Yeah, you're the main field guy. But now you're doing all the trouble tickets. While you're in the field, you're still going to be doing trouble tickets.
Yeah. Honestly, I wouldn't, like,
It's
I always say
grueling.
that I wouldn't trade any of these crazy, ridiculous jobs like that. No. That's what I thought,